Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Carpediashow. Got some interesting news coming out of Jalopnik. It's an article that just dropped actually. Tesla is scouting location for its new factory. The Chinese factory. Building the Model 3s is basically up in production, running. Building Model 3s for the Asian market. They just broke ground. Finally deal with all their red tape. You know how Germany is when it comes to things like that. It's very hard. Yeah, finally, even after the boycott with people were boycotting about the forest that he was going to use for it, and they're boycotting, to preserve the forest and things like that. That's finally breaking ground. So it looks like that factory is going to be online early 2021. But what's really interesting is he's been scouting locations for he's going to call it the Cybertruck Gigafactory. And with this factory, plans on building in the central U.S. If you look at some of the tweets he's been saying, he did a poll: should he build the factory down in Texas? And with that, over 80% of people voted yes on that. And also, certain people, for instance, the governor of Colorado has wanted to have a meeting with him to build a factory there. Also seen things from the Oklahoma Secretary of Commerce want to have a meeting with him. Even Joplin, Missouri, they offered him 100 acres of free land and $50 million in tax incentives for him to build his factory there. So it's pretty interesting, what people are doing to get him to build their factory. Because, it means plenty of jobs for the economy. It basically boosts wherever he builds his factory. Is tremendously going to boost the local economy. So, everyone's throwing everything at him, including the kitchen sink, to convince him to come build their factory there. But one thing that's really stood out to me is in this article they mentioned Nashville, Tennessee. Now with Nashville, Tennessee, the advantage it has from all those other central locations, because like I said, he wanted this to be built in central USA. And anybody who knows, Ford builds their vehicles in the central part of USA. So it's Toyota, General Motors. Matter of fact, they build it in Michigan. But I really think he's leaning towards Tennessee, and this is why I say this. With those northern central states, they have really, really harsh winters that you have to deal with when it comes to logistics and shipping vehicles. And with that being said, the milder climate of the South, including the cheaper land and just being able to just build out something out of nowhere, is something that a lot of factories tend to be built in the South. A lot of corporations have noticed that. And when you throw in the tax incentives and things like that, he ultimately said it comes down to whoever offers the biggest tax incentives. So it's going to be sort of like a bidding war thing, sort of like what Amazon does when he wants to go ahead. Jeff Bezos, when he wants to go ahead and build a distribution hub, he basically makes states bid war. Whoever offers the best type of incentives is where he builds it. But I'm really leaning towards Nashville. And another thing, Nashville isn't too far from Memphis. And what's significant about Memphis is it is the headquarters of FedEx. And what people don't understand is one of the things that Elon Musk has had such troubles with is not only shipping his vehicles, but parts availability. If you're involved in an accident or stuff like that, it takes a long time for you to get parts. It's actually the longest in the industry in terms of regular production vehicles. And with him building this factory here, he's also going to allocate room to build Model Ys there for anybody on the East Coast. So with the Fremont factory where they build the Model 3 at, they're going to build a Model Y. That's going to handle all the West Coast production. But in terms of the East Coast production, that's where he wants the Model Y to be built at. So it wouldn't have to travel across the country just to go ahead and you get your vehicle. But what makes Nashville such a good location is since FedEx has their headquarters there, if he needs to ship parts, that is their central hub. FedEx Express is, one of the fastest shipping services in the world. And if someone gets into an accident with their Cybertruck or their Model Y, the factory is right down the street from Memphis. They can go ahead and put it on a truck, send the parts out to body shops all throughout. FedEx Ground will take care of it once it reaches the ground, and it will really help with repair times. I know that's something that a lot of Tesla owners have been not happy about, is how long they have to wait for parts and things like that. So I really want you guys to check out this article. I'm going to link it down in the description below. And it just goes on the different points of where they think this factory be built at. And out of all the locations, I really think it's going to be Nashville. A close second, I really think it's going to be Missouri, because it's a 300 acres and $50 million. I mean, that's I don't know if Tennessee will beat that, but that's what he says it's going to come down to, whoever offers the most money and the best incentives to build a factory there. But it's really, really interesting to see this bid war that's going on. This factory should be going online in early 2020, either the first or second quarter, because he expect deliveries to be in the fourth quarter for the Cybertruck. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think? Where do you think this factory should be built at? Do you have a certain state, particularly where you stay at? Would you want this factory to be built close by you? So, just tell me what you guys think. If you have some insider information, something you've heard. Like I said, Jalopnik, I use them for a lot of my car news. They really have some really trusted sources. So if someone says that, it's a really, really good chance that, it's going to be. Very rarely is Jalopnik wrong when it comes to industry news and things of that nature. So just tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Like I said, I have tweets here and things. Like I said, I'm going to link all that in the description below. Just basically says where the Gigafactory is going to be at. The Cybertruck Gigafactory. And like I said, it is definitely going to be in Central America. So narrow your choices to those states, from Texas all the way up to Illinois and Michigan, and as far as Western Tennessee, apparently. So just keep in that area, just keep in mind there where this factory could be built at. And I'd like to hear from you guys in the comments. So again, I appreciate you guys checking out. Always giving me support, always following me, liking and subscribing, interacting with me. I appreciate that. I'm going ahead and logging off, and you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, okay?